Sir Isaac Newton was an English physicist and mathematician who is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time and a key figure in the scientific revolution. But how many know the struggles he had to overcome in order to become the famous figure he is now known for? Sir Isaac Newton was born at Woolthorpe, Lincolnshire, England on Christmas Day in 1642. On that cold winter night, the sick, premature baby seemed unlikely to live. Gradually, however, he gained strength to survive, but Isaac's first few years were a struggle. His mother had become a widow 2 months before Isaac was born. Even with the help of her own mother, she had difficulty caring for Isaac in addition to running their farm while the Civil War in England raged around them. When Newton was 3, his mother remarried and went to live with her new husband, the Reverend Barnabas Smith, leaving her son in the care of his maternal grandmother. As he grew, however, he visited his mother frequently. He eagerly read books from his stepfather's well-stocked library, in addition to reading the Bible regularly. Newton attended the King's School in nearby Grantham. Rather than playing outdoor games as a boy, he preferred to make models of such things as windmills and carts. Not only were these in exactly the right proportions, but all of the moving parts actually worked. He was removed from school, and by October 1659 he was to be found at Woolsthorpe by Calsterworth, where his mother, widowed by now for a second time, attempted to make a farmer out of him. He hated farming. Henry Stokes, master at the King's School, persuaded his mother to send him back to school so that he might complete his education. This he did at the age of 18, achieving an admirable final report. Newton then went to Trinity College at the Cambridge University with the intention of becoming a Church of England minister. Again, life was not easy for him. As he was unable to afford the tuition fees, he worked many hours each day serving meals and doing other jobs for the professors in order to pay his way. At that time, the ideas of the ancient Greek scholars still dominated what was taught in science, and recent scientific discoveries were largely ignored. This great Isaac graduated in 1665, shortly before an outbreak of Black Death swept through London. All universities were closed while the plague raged. During this time, Isaac returned to his family's farm, now run by his young half-brother. He continued his study and research, working on the binomial theorem, light, telescopes, calculus, and theology. When Cambridge University reopened in 1667, Isaac Newton returned to do a master's degree, while teaching and doing research. Newton used prisms to show that sunlight was made up of all the colors of the rainbow. This proved that the ancient Greeks' ideas about light were wrong. In 1672, Newton became a member of the Royal Society, a group of scientists committed to the experimental method. He presented one of his new telescopes to the Royal Society along with his findings on light. The Royal Society set up a committee led by physicist Robert Hooke to evaluate Newton's findings. Hooke was a scientist employed by the Royal Society to evaluate new inventions. However, Hooke had his own ideas on light and was slow to accept the truth of Newton's findings. This surprised and disappointed Newton, who even considered not circulating his discoveries in the future. After supposedly seeing an apple fall in the garden, he investigated gravity, but was unable to solve the puzzle until 1684, when Newton again began to consider gravity. He developed his theory of universal gravitation, which used what is known as the inverse square law. He developed his 3 laws of motion or movement and proved mathematically that the same laws did, in fact, apply both to the heavens and the earth. His fate had focused his thoughts in the right direction. After 1685, Newton encountered the problem of a monarch who tried to mingle politics, religion, and education. The new king, James II, wanted Trinity College to award unearned degrees to those whose religious beliefs agreed with his own. Because they would not do this, Newton and 8 other teachers from Trinity College were brought before the High Court on trumped-up charges. Although the charges were rightfully dismissed, the episode had been a great strain on the man. In 1696, the government appointed Newton to the post of Warden of the Mint. He supervised the replacement of England's old and damaged coins with those which were new and more durable, and even helped break up a counterfeiting ring. Newton died in 1727 at the age of 84. He was buried in Westminster Abbey. As you can see, Isaac Newton had a hard life in order to bring his great contributions to science. His work in physics, mathematics, and astronomy is of importance even today. We hope that Newton's achievements will help you accomplish yours, and to make sure you do, we will put the quote of the day here for you to take note.